And you know, Timothy, you're just so great at playing these like beloved eccentrics. Dylan, Willy Wonka. Who's next? Adam Sandler? Please.
If you kind of think about it, that video was an omen for Marty Supreme. Hi guys, this is Derek, and welcome to my channel. Today, we will be reviewing the brand new Josh Safdie film, Marty Supreme, starring Timothée Chalamet. Now, this film has definitely gotten a lot of buzz. For a good reason, and I think from that intro clip in itself, I think that was a pretty interesting omen, if you ask me. You can even argue Timothée Chalamet has been kind of campaigning for this since the SAG Awards when he had that big moment last year talking about becoming one of the greats.
But the truth is, I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight.
And indeed, this film was about dreaming big, about becoming one of the greats, or at least in this case, Marty Mauser's and his epic journey to become the best ping pong player in the world. That's kind of the premise of the film, directed by Josh Safdie, which I have not seen The Smashing Machine, so I can't give a verdict about how the brothers' output is different after the split up. But also, I think Benny is doing fine given that The Smashing Machine wasn't terribly reviewed, and he's also in The Odyssey. So, anyways, I think the best way to describe this film is a little bit of Uncut Gems, which is made by the two brothers, in the sense that the big bulk of the middle of the film is that kind of like consequences that keep accumulating like a snowball, that kind of thing, until it became too big and exploded in Marty Mauser's face. I think that's where the downside of this film is. It's kind of relying on a very well-oiled / familiar formula that the Safdie brothers have done before. Although they're very good at it, I'm not gonna lie. But because it needs to happen, I guess, in this kind of formula for this film, that's kind of where the plot really dragged for me. But that's kind of the only major downside about this film. Marty Mauser as a character I do not like, but that's also kind of the point. And Timothée Chalamet really does a good job at playing an asshole. Who knew? I can't say that this was his most transformative work ever. I haven't seen all of his films in the past, but I have seen Call Me By Your Name as well as last year's The Complete Unknown, which I think is a decent sample size at the very least. He does a very good job. He goes all freaking in to the point where you get this article from Variety. Yeah, but man, I think what really drew me to this film is actually the two supporting performances by Odessa A'zion and Gwyneth Paltrow, because those two supporting ladies does a lot with the very limited range they were given, especially Odessa's character, who plays this childhood friend / love interest of sorts, and she kind of just goes along to Marty's schemes, but not in a way that made her feel like a sidekick. She had her own agency. She even successfully managed to foil Marty for a part of the plot with the black eye. That is a somewhat relevant plot point. So I really enjoyed Odessa's performance, as well as Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth does a pretty good job with playing, of all people, Kevin O'Leary's wife in a film. But, you know, her character being a actress, quote-unquote, past her prime, trying to make a big comeback, and then happened to stumble across Marty because Marty was interested and decides that he's gonna get what he wants. I think Gwyneth Paltrow adds a very interesting levity / balance to Marty's antics, given that she is an older woman compared to Marty in the film, so it kind of evens out the roughness a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts and feelings about this film. I know people are saying give Timothée Chalamet that Best Actor Oscar right now. I'm not sure if I'm there yet. I think there are stronger actor performances, including one that is not in the right category. But hey, if he ends up winning an Oscar for this, good for him. Literally good for him. He's been working his ass off, and he kind of deserves it in a sense. I wouldn't be entirely mad at it. 8 out of 10 for me. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next movie review.